Hey, this is Jack from Golden Dice. I don't even know what podcast this is, so I definitely don't listen to it. It might be Discard to Reroll.
Cause roll trash, Daddy.
I won't roll trash.
Hi, this is Ben from California, and I never listen to Discard to Reroll with Mr. Chip.
Hi, I'm Seth Holocron, and I never listen to Discard to Reroll.
You sat in big doo-doo.
Hey, this is Bobby Sapphire from the Hyperloops, and I legit never listen to Mr. Chip on Discard to Reroll.
Discard to Reroll.
It's Discard to Reroll. It's a podcast about a little dice and card game we like to call Star Wars Destiny. I'm your host, Mr. Chip, and I'll tell you what. If you thought that FFG forgot about the game of Destiny and that they were actually at some point going to release a new set called Way of the Force, the last few days have been for you. And a guy all the way in California who, if you turn on the internet at all on your computer, on the interweb, you've seen this guy. He's either streaming on YouTube, he's recording a video, he's making pizza. I don't know what he's doing online, but he's there. It's Mike the Rebel Spy. Mike, what is up? How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. We've got Mike for like 11 and a half minutes. That's what his agent told me. And then the other agent on the other side, one of the top 16 best players in the world, according to himself, and the tournament he was just at. And his friends will tell him that he's at least in the top 3 in his block in New Jersey. It's Jack from the Golden Dice. Jack, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm actually the best person in my household, so that's kind of a big deal.
Nice. The fact that you like slammed the dice down against your future wife, that was a little bit much. Like spun him around like you were spiking the ball.
Got to do what you got to do, you know?
That's pretty deep.
I'll leave it to myself.
It has been nuts. It's been nuts the last few days. And Mike, you were part of the mix with some amazing yellow spoilers. How pumped were you for those? Those seem to be pretty good.
Yeah, I was very excited.
Those were awesome.
Yeah, spoiling Cassian was kind of a bummer a little bit because he was already basically spoiled entirely. But having like the full card art is nice instead of having to see that little weird skewed picture on the magazine. But the rest of them were pretty sweet.
I love the palm trees in the background. It's just, so romantic. There's like tons of...
It's so serene.
Yeah. There's like people who like do really weird art online, like of him... like with his shirt off and all kinds of like goofy, like really bad, really weird things.
I don't know where you're looking on.
Yeah, I was going to say, where are you going on this?
Well, it is. Like people do weird things on the internet.
Hope it's not your work computer.
No, it's definitely not on a filtered machine. Let's talk about those real quick, if you don't mind. You got Stealthy, which is a 2-cost upgrade ability. I'm guessing that's Kanan. Am I right?
Yep.
Hey,
you're right.
How about that? I know my rebels.
Look at that.
I'm learning.
I like it. Good job, man.
We're rubbing off on him, Mike.
I'm proud of you.
Here's the thing. I've got right now on this slide deck, I've pulled 16 cards that were spoilers in like the last 4 days. I think 19 of them are rebels. So if I don't know rebels, I'm in big trouble. This says attached character has the trooper subtype. Weird they put that, wrote that in, so something's coming.
No. It's not weird. It's a card that was designed after me, and so the reason why they put it on there is because it turns your character into a rebel spy.
Oh Lord, is that why it's stealthy? He's stealthy.
Dream is Jar Jar, right?
Exactly. You can put the card on Jar Jar. It mills your opponent. It turns Jar Jar into a rebel spy. So it's pretty much the best card in the game.
Everyone's dream is for Jar Jar to be a rebel spy. It says a discard. It's a special, 2 of them, by the way. Discard cards from the top of a deck equal to the value showing on one of your character die. 2 indirect, 2 shields, 1 resource, and then 2 specials and a blank. And it's a 2-cost. So it's a legendary too.
Mm-hmm.
So other than the fact that it's your theme and it's basically the card was made for you, where do you see this card fitting in?
Definitely Mill. The place that I am going to put it in first is Lando Yoda, which has been sort of becoming a little bit more popular over the last week or so. The special is discard cards from the top of your opponent's deck equal to the value showing on a character die that you have.
Right. And
Lando has the 2-side and the 3-side, so there's a lot of upside if you roll out Yoda with a couple specials and you have this thing. You're going to be discarding a lot of cards.
Yeah, that can be pretty nasty in a hurry. So there it is. Mm-hmm. You got that card, and then here's Cassian again. looking very very sexy, as they say. A clandestine operation event. Spot 2 yellow characters or Cassian to resolve any number of your dice showing the same symbol. Then discard cards from the top of a deck equal to the number of dice you just resolved. That's a 1 cost. Do you like this one, Rebel Spy, sir?
So I've gone back and forth on this one a lot, and I think I'm on the side of I think it's kind of sneaky and like might end up being kind of ridiculous, but it is definitely kind of dependent on like your rolls, which is kind of what leads me towards it not being the best. Yeah. But in the situations where it's good, it's probably just like insane because like if you're playing something like Partisans or something like that, and you like let's just use the example of like Partisans and Cassian. If you get just like immensely lucky and roll out all like resource sides, just resolving all of those with this card, you're milling like 10 or 11 cards off the top of your opponent's deck. Between this and then all the other like you like Cassian's ability and then the Partisans ability. So I don't know. I think that there's potential for this to be like really, really strong, but I haven't played with it really yet. So we'll have to see. I think that the like the condition where you swap yellow characters or Cassian is actually pretty big. Right. So. Yeah,
if it didn't have that, I think it would almost be like crazy ridiculous. Because when I first saw it, I always jump to conclusions when I see cards. I just read what it does. I'm like, where can I put this? And I was like, wow, this with like Yoda, Padme,
special
with
chain
all across the board, and it's like you mill with Yoda a turn, mill with Yoda a turn, and then resolve her dice. You don't have to spend. You did 4 right there.
Yeah. Well, okay, hang on. So I brought this up on Knights of Ren yesterday as well. Do those like? Do you think that the dice have to be showing those symbols when you play this card?
So he goes by the Gandork in the Artificery, and he's almost become like the head judge guy. Yeah. And this was talked about a lot, and he said he received an email from Jeremy saying that you can do that.
Wow. Okay, that's kind of it. That kind of makes it insane because you can like focus into focus into focus. If all your dice have focus, you just
exactly. That's why it would be bonkers. And I looked at it, I was like, in that deck it would be so crazy. So like the fact that it has this super restrictive, spot.
Yeah.
Wording
it has that for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. It brings a balance to it. Now, of course, they could, there's a lot. I feel like Jeremy wants to clean up with the rules reference, so it could be something that is cleaned up. But as of right now, yeah, Jeremy said,
wow,
that you could special chain.
So
that's super interesting.
Play that out for me a little bit. So explain that real quick, Jack. So what do you mean by that?
So say, you are playing Yoda and Padme's mill deck. This is just an example because you wouldn't be able to spot 2 yellow characters or Cassian in this instance. But theoretically, if it didn't have that spot, you would be able to spend 1, and Yoda's showing 2 specials, and Padme's showing double blanks. To give a shout out to those guys.
just what they need. But yes,
yeah, exactly. You could spend 1, play this card, resolve both of Yoda's dice. For you could take a resource or shield with 1 option, but then turn Padme's dice to specials and resolve them also. So then you'd be resolving 4 dice showing the same symbol. And then from that card, on top of the dice abilities and what they're doing, you're milling 4 just from this card.
Yeah, that's broken. That's terrible. But again, that wouldn't work because you can't play it. But that's insane though. Good.
Yeah,
Lord.
Even in like a Yoda like partisan deck. I mean, this still could be pretty like even if you just resolve like
2 or 3 discard sides even makes it worth it.
Right off the top. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Like I mean, like 2 makes it worth it because like you pay what 3 for strength through weakness, which is like 3 resources for 4 discard. If you can turn this into like 2 for 1, like you're already ahead.
Yeah,
that's nasty. God. Well, figures you would like this one, Mike. I'm glad they give you all these. Jack, you're not.
I like Stealthy better, but
yeah, right. Phil, okay.
I'm very, very intrigued by this card.
Yeah,
I think Stealthy is just gonna be so dirty in trilogies, especially.
Yeah.
Like 100%, like it's special with Lando seems nasty, but also if you like put it into trilogies with Yoda, Partisan, it essentially the only blank side is a blank. Because if you roll like a 2 disrupt with the Yoda Lando, it's essentially like a blank. Like why would you really want to resolve that? But of course Yoda can special chain to make it work. But that extra indirect side also goes really well with the Partisans.
Totally. Yeah, I'm like that is definitely a card that's going in there. When I was playing like the 3-character like mill deck in standard, like I was playing Con Artist, and then when I switched to Trilogy, like not having that and only having Force Meditation for like a discard upgrade, like a mill upgrade, was kind of like not great. Like it's still good, but having this just makes it so much better.
Yeah, having 2 options now.
Yeah,
amazing. Mike, I know you got to take off, but can we talk about these spoilers that the Hyperloops got real quick before you go?
Let's do it.
Look at these guys. I mean, you talk about world class. Here's 2 that are nasty. Now, I will say, it took me long enough to figure out 7 sister. So now we got a 5th brother. How many more?
Yeah.
Like, could you give me like just like a reference guide? Who the heck is the 5th freaking brother?
Okay, so in Star Wars Rebels, there's the Grand Inquisitor.
Yes.
And you've seen him in Star Wars Destiny before. He's the guy with like the big old forehead.
Yeah, with the shitty card. Yes.
Yeah. With yeah, and the garbage for cost lightsaber.
Yes.
So he's like the leader of like the Inquisitors, which are basically like they were contracted by Vader to go hunt and kill Jedi.
Okay.
So
it's kind of cool.
These 2, these 2, 5th brother, 7th sister, they're both Inquisitors as well, and they come into play during like season 3 of Rebels, and they're sort of like the villains in that. So
is Mother Talzin their mother?
No.
Okay.
They have nothing to do with Dathomir or Mother Talzin.
Well, why didn't they have a name? Like, is there so many of them? They just give them like, this is the 5th one. This is the 3rd. Is there a 3rd one? Is there a 4th sister?
I don't think we know 1 through 4. I think we just know 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and do we know 6 and 8?
Yeah, 8 was the skinny one at the temple.
Oh, the one at the on Malachor.
Yeah, the 6th one. I'm trying to remember what he was in. I think he was just in Ahsoka's book.
Yeah,
I think Ahsoka
book. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jeez,
and then Ahsoka killed him, took his lightsaber crystals, and then turned them into her own white lightsaber crystals.
Yeah.
Remember when Leia and like Luke, they like swung across and they shot the tractor beam? That was so cool.
Get on board, Chip.
It was so cool. And then the Darth Vader, and then the Obi-Wan. So the
Chris
5th
is influencing you too hard.
It's pretty. I've got a clip of Chris talking about Ezra, and he's saying how bad it was, and then at the end of it, he's like, "Dude, this is a great card. This is a really good card." I'm like, wait a minute, you just told me I'm running on a treadmill, listeners. You just told me it was crap, and now you're telling me this is amazing. His lightsaber is amazing, and then he's mad that why is there range on my lightsaber? Anyway, 5th.
Yeah, because he hasn't seen the show.
It's got a gun on it.
Yeah, it's got a gun. Yeah, it's CK6, whatever his name is, CX3. 5th brother is 12 health. He's I can't read it. What is he? An intimidating enforcer? Okay. He's got a cool hat. He's a character inquisitor, like you said. It's what is it? 1316? I can't even read it. 1316.
Yeah. So that he pairs perfectly with 7th sister.
All right. Well, that's good since they're related. Resolve one of your non-ability blue upgrade dice without removing it from your pool. That's the special. It's one melee, 2 melee, 1 discard, 1 resource in that special, and a blink. So it seems like the reaction was, it's all right by itself until the next card got spoiled. But on its own, how is this card?
It's like for blue, like if he was like, for example, a red or a yellow character where it had the same special, I feel like it might have been different, because if you look at all the 2 drops and all the resolvable sides, they're all like 1 damage sides. So essentially, until you get to a 3 cost, so round 2, generally, you would he'd be really reading a 1/2 and a 1 on his special. I think it's got potential once you get up to like an heirloom, and as the lightsaber will show next, I think he'll be really good with that. But like first glance, it's like, oh, I can resolve my Shoto die, but keep it in the pool type thing, which isn't, like a crazy thing to do or anything.
Yeah. So I played a couple games with 5th brother and Price against Jay today. And pro tip, you cannot use 5th brother's special on a Z6 riot baton, because the Z6 riot baton's red and not blue.
Yeah.
So
Don't
pro
do
tip
that.
for everybody out there who's thinking about playing this card.
Did you try to do that? Is that what happened? That's a chip move.
Yeah.
all
So
day long.
I thought that I could, because I didn't read his card, and then
geez.
Yeah.
Sad times for Mike.
Non-ability blue upgrade die. So like,
I
what's
think
that?
I even watched that and I didn't think anything of it. But
Yeah. But so like, I think what it's sort of signaling is like it's being thematic because if you pair him with Seventh Sister, you start with a non-ability blue upgrade die. I'm pretty sure. I'm actually, like.
it would be an upgrade die. Like it's not attached.
Is
to
it an
anybody,
upgrade die? Like, because it doesn't come from an upgrade.
Which
Yeah,
card?
no.
Which card are you talking
But
about?
it's still an upgrade die. The ID9 Secret Droid die that comes with Seventh Sister.
Resolve one of your non-ability blue upgrade die without remove. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like what else would it be?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, so like,
Judge.
you can resolve that with
Judge.
a special, basically.
What's the guy's name? Horsey Corn. What'd you say the guy's name was in the Discord?
the Gandork. I believe
Gandork. Yeah, let's get him out here. That's crazy. I'm
Just
trying,
add him real quick.
trying
Yeah.
to check here if that's any good, but okay.
Yeah, but he's good. His health for his point cost is kind of nuts. You don't see that often, where it's
No.
12 health and 13, 16, and his die is like fine. It's basically a 1-2, and then with the right upgrade, a 2 or a 3. So
I'm seeing all these cards come out, and I am like, I'm taking all of my extra Awakenings cards, and I'm just getting rid of them. Like, there's not, like, I was trying to put all these, like, last minute, amazing, last shot, like, pairings together, and I still want to see Ventress. I just love that ability. And then these cards come out. I mean, it's crazy. For 13, 16, 12 health, like, the other cards are just not playable anymore. Any of the other characters. It's impossible. Like, Vader.
Yeah.
I think about, like, Vader's, it's terrible what he does. Like, he's like 25 points or whatever. Like, he can't, I don't know.
I mean, it's a little different. Like Vader has that that crazy ability, and his die is definitely better.
Yes.
But yes, like I to me, I see it as they've learned how to design characters over time.
Right.
Where it's not a bad thing to me. Like I would rather
Yeah.
them be making characters like this. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
Definitely.
moving forward, it's going to make the game just more exciting.
No doubt. And longer, which is, I mean, in a good way. If it's not Force Illusion and friggin' Second Chance longer.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Second
just
Chance.
like positively longer. Right,
Chip,
Jack?
just say it to my face.
Jack,
dude.
can't
Just
we
say it.
agree? Can't we? I mean, can we agree on that, Jack? That deck's terrible. But so here's the card that made everybody all hot and sweaty. It's the Fifth Brother's lightsaber. It's an upgrade weapon. While this upgrade is on Fifth Brother, you can resolve this die showing a modifier as if it were not a modifier. So I even put him on there. After you resolve this die, you may deal 1 damage to a character, and it's got +1 melee, +2, +3, a shield, and plus resource and a blank. So do we think this is as good as everyone thinks it is, and it's a 3 cost?
This card is insane.
Okay, why is it so good? It's 3 cost. So
It's not 1 melee, 2 melee, 3. It's 2 melee, 3 melee, 4 melee, and then 1 shield and 1 damage, and then 1 resource and 1 damage. So it's like that after you resolve this die, you deal a damage to a character ability
right.
is just ridiculous. Like over the course of a game, if you get this down turn 1, you're probably dealing an extra 4 damage with it
that seems
on
good.
top of its already good damage sides. So
On top of it being on the Fifth Brother, and then you just
and then
resolve its
every side is
special.
black.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. And if you resolve it with a special, you're dealing even more damage, which is silly.
Let's see. So while it's on Fifth Brother, you can resolve this die as if it's not showing a modifier. So that means not just resolving it with a Fifth Brother die. You can resolve it in general as a base side.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that seems good.
Yep. And you could also use it with its special, because normally if it was just a plus side, you wouldn't be able to use it with Fifth Brother's special, which says resolve one of your non-ability blue upgrade dice without removing it. But if it's on him, it technically counts as black damage sides and can be resolved and used with his special, which would be, again, 4 damage.
That's
if you have the +3, of course.
right. That seems pretty crazy.
And to me, even if this isn't on Fifth Brother, I think it's totally worth playing. Like we've seen with Maul's lightsaber that it's really not that hard to link up melee sides in Blue Villain.
Especially a 5 die start if you're playing with Seven Sister.
Right. And it's not like blue character only either. So like this can go into like Boba 7. This can go into like so many different like new decks that will pop up. Like in price and Fifth Brother, this was like pretty awesome. And like if you have this on Fifth Brother and you're playing price and you have Battlefield and you price special, like you can turn this to basically 4 damage, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. When you see a unique item like this, how many do you put, 1 or 2 in a deck? I've always struggled with that.
For blue, also it varies deck to deck, like how important something is. Like in the OTK, you probably would just run 2 Maul's lightsaber and 2 lightsaber pulls.
Right.
Where maybe like a standard deck like Kylo Anakin, I'd maybe do like a 1 of like Maul's, a 1 of a fifth brother's lightsaber, and then maybe do like 2 pulls or 1 pull. Essentially, a pull is like a second of that card.
Right.
Yeah, it's like number 2 and 3 of any lightsaber in your deck. So I agree. Like when you're talking about a lightsaber specifically, like if it's unique, I usually play 1.
And then you run 2 pulls?
But it depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I struggle with that. Just that my Magic background, it just, you would run 4 whenever you could. And I don't know. It's different. It's just different. And you got to get used to it, like 1-ofs. And I'm like, no, man, does that mean you even really want it in your deck? But when you got 30, I don't know, that's deck building problems. But it seems to be, my problem is going to be I'm not going to pull this in a pack. That's going to be my problem. And I'll keep trying way past when I should not try anymore. So.
Yeah, I think this and the Ezra's lightsaber are going to be 2 like very sought after cards.
All right, well
that is so good.
I know your pizza's in the oven. Let's jump to that real quick. So Ezra Bridger's lightsaber, the one that Chris thinks is bad. Here, let me play. I got to play this. Hold on, this will make you laugh. This is. Let's see if you can hear it. This is. Switching to another file will cause it to stop. Darn it, I can't play it. It's
you
really
can put it in post.
Yeah, it is really funny what he said about it. So this is.
We can just like pretend to react to it. And
yeah, right.
You can just slap it in there. That Chris.
CX3. So this says redeploy. It's the special is deal 2 damage to an opponent's character. If this upgrade is on Ezra, force that opponent to lose 1 resource. I think that's just nasty in general. It's got 1 ranged, 2 melee, 1 shield, 1 resource, and that's special in the blank. And it's a 2 cost. So you think this is going to be the hot legendary?
I think it's going to be one of them. It's just so efficient.
Yeah.
And like it does so much for like the money that you put in, and like it's got a 1/2/2 basically, and
right.
It's got redeploy, and so it's just all money. Like it's just really, really solid upgrade.
I mean, that's what when Luke's lightning rod was spoiled, everybody really liked it, and I, of course, I still think it's good. But basically, all the drawbacks were like I can't lightsaber pull it, and I can't pair it with Shoto. Whereas this essentially has the same size of a 1/2/2, but it has redeploy, and you can pair it with Shoto and lightsaber pull it. So it's like
totally,
it's just super good. I'm a really big fan of this card, even if it's not on Ezra, even if you don't get that the loss of a resource, it's still really good.
Yeah, 100%. I think that like additional basically disrupt is just icing on the cake. I don't think that's necessary at all.
Yeah. Did you watch a Celebrity Big Brother at all? And this is going to come back to this card. Did anyone watch that? And you can admit it. Celebrity Big Brother. No, okay. The guy? Who's the guy who was in Sugar Ray? Who's the lead singer of Sugar Ray?
Mark McGrath.
Okay. Yeah, see, I knew you'd know that one. So he's like 55 now, but he still dresses like he's 20. That's what this card looks like. It's like Ezra's like 40 in this card, and yet he's dressed in like his clothes, like he's going to the playground. At like what are they thinking?
I thought it looked like a wax statue of Ezra.
It's the worst, man. Is this what he looks like in this? And that's why I can't watch this show.
No.
Well, then why did they do this?
Look at the actual Ezra card. Like the art on that is so good.
Yeah.
So it's like, why couldn't they have that guy do the art for the other one?
They can't do him with long hair, basically.
But does he have long hair? Like, do you in order to be a Jedi now? Do you have to shave it? Like, don't they have ponytails and stuff?
The art that's his card is like season 3, whereas the art in the first one is season 1. So it's like. Later on, he shaves his head.
It's like bowling.
Blesses his hair.
You're like a bad bowling shirt. He's like, hey guys, look at this. Look at what I found. It's got a gun on it too. Good Lord. And it's a legendary.
Just freaking watch Rebels, man.
All right,
for real.
Fine.
It's like what 4 seasons? I don't even remember how many seasons. 4 seasons?
It's like barely a season. Just watch all the episodes in like a night.
I will watch it.
You'll be fine.
Fine.
Watch it with your kids.
Yeah, they should like it. That's good. Hey, Mike, I know you have to run. Mike,
before I do.
Yes.
Before I do.
I'll have you the whole time. I mean, Jack didn't want you. Jack's on the side.
There's one card that I can't let go love. I can't just leave it without talking about this.
Do you like it or don't like it? Can I? I'll guess if it's like.
Yeah. Guess.
Let's see if I look here. I'm gonna guess it is Loath Wolf Bond.
I'm gonna say Hone Skills.
It is neither of those cards.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Well,
but I might be cheating a little bit there because it's not a like spoiler from that set at all.
Oh,
it's one of Rebel Gray's spoilers.
Okay, so then it's going to be.
Oh, those
right?
are good.
It's either.
Yeah.
So he's got. Let's see. Rebel Gray. Props to Rebel Gray for getting some spoilers. So there is no try. It's forced jump, and it's Luke's training. So let's see.
I love all three.
Okay, it's forced jump, and I honestly don't care what the card says on it. But that art is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'm
Somebody
sure.
in Discord already put like a Superman cape and symbol on it and stuff. It looks ridiculous.
Now, what is this
It's
from?
so
Did
great.
I miss this? Is this from something I didn't watch?
This has got to be from episode 2. Like,
it's
it's
gotta
like
be,
him on Camino. Like,
yeah.
I don't know,
boots,
fighting
dude.
against Django. But it's just the pose is
my
just
God.
so awkward.
Oh, that is the worst.
It
But the,
looks like he should be in that. You know that like meme song video where it's like He-Man and he's singing "What's Going On" or whatever.
no, what? That it seems like a
You
weird.
guys have never
thing.
seen that?
No,
I've seen
He-Man
that.
singing "What's Going On." What is
I
wrong
don't.
with the
I don't
internet?
think it's.
It's like the hey, yeah,
I
what's
don't know if
going
I'm
on
just.
or whatever.
Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was describing that right.
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah.
It was in
but-
Rebels Chip, season 2
What,
episode.
what He-Man?
Yeah. What,
He-Man, what's going on? Is that what this is? Really?
I'm gonna have to
my
send this to you, Chad.
God in heaven! I can't. I think I'm trying to bring. This is ridiculous. The internet. What happened to the internet? Like really?
Oh,
This
I
is
love
my
just the
kitty,
picture that
Mr.
it uses.
Cringer Pants.
Oh,
the
so
most
good, right?
cutest kitty in the
Is
universe.
this it?
Fabulous
Yeah.
superpowers revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword.
You think his
and
outfit
sang-
looks
I
like
think.
this?
Wait.
What in the world?
25
This?
years.
No.
Okay, is it a different one? This one?
Oh yeah, it's this one.
Here we go.
It's this one.
So I cried sometimes.
That's what you think of when you see this card?
Totally. I don't know why, but it totally gives me that vibe. It's like that slight hint of a rainbow, like right above his head, and just like his pose.
Oh my God, what has happened? All right, well, my life's complete.
All right,
now.
everybody, head over to Patreon/discard to reroll.
That's right.
And
And cancel as soon as possible, and then join up with the Golden Dice and Jedi
the next
Trials.
alt art.
This is what this is. The two of you are sabotaging me, and I think, like, dude, talked about He-Man. He's got ADD. It'll ruin the whole show. It'll be great. Man, that is a crazy card. The card's not bad. Blue character only. Turn a die showing damage to a side showing blank.
I like swear to God, I haven't even looked at what it does.
Well, listen, this sounds really good. It sounds like a card I would have, and then I would lose. It says blue character only. Lose the game when Chip plays this card. Turn a die showing damage to a side showing a blank. Reroll this die instead of removing it. I'm hoping that means an opponent's die.
Well, it's any die. It's
Right,
any die
any
that you
die.
want.
Yeah. Okay. So if you got something,
I
that's
mean,
gonna
like
do
most
blank-
of the time, you're going to want to do it to your opponent's
You
die.
think.
But like, let's say, for instance, you're playing, I don't know, anger, and you want to turn one of your own dice to a blank. You can totally do this.
Wow. Or
You can
just
like force
confidence
speed
it.
and then do this, and then
Yeah.
like play anger from your hand, and
yeah,
wow.
beautiful.
Yeah. That's
it definitely seems like it could potentially be a trap card. Like if you're playing this with Yoda and you're like constantly special chaining into this,
Mm-hmm.
you're just like not doing too much with your board state or doing
No,
anything to your
no, yeah.
opponent. You're
You're
just
doing, like, nothing.
making them reroll. Well,
Yeah.
but it could be good in like a mill situation because then it's like, all right, I'll turn your stuff to a blank and make you discard to reroll type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or I mean, I could just roll my dice out and they will be blank. So I mean, that's fine. I could just do
There
that.
you go.
Not your opponents. He also got There Is No Try, which is a 2-cost upgrade ability. It's hero action. Reroll this die. A lot of re-rolling. Then you may resolve it. I thought I liked this one.
It's cool because it ties in with the card Do or Do Not, which like the action is basically the same as Do or Do
Yeah.
Not.
Right.
So I really, really like that tie-in thematically. I think that die is like really kind of inefficient because of its pay sides.
Okay, but here's what you get. So you get it's either going to be 2 melee, 3 melee for 1, 2 focus, 3 shield for 1, or 2 resources, or blank.
It's like for me, it's gonna be 2 blanks every time. Right? So
right, 2 blanks. So it's a double. That's nice.
Like personally, I'm not comfortable with using an action like paying 2 resources for an upgrade and then using an action that like 1 out of 6 times just removes it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's like I don't really want to resolve this without getting that +1, but I also don't like the idea of my turn going well or going poorly based on a reroll.
Your
could just get
whole
removed.
podcast, your whole persona is named after luck. It's the golden dice. What are you talking about? Never tell me the odds, man. You're Sabine. You roll.
Yeah.
Go high or go home, baby.
No, I just play never tell me the odds, so then it's all damage, and I don't have to roll.
This card was made for you, except for it's not yellow and Sabine, but it's fine. And then,
I think if you look at it with the +1, it doesn't have bad value, but like I said, it's just, I don't know. It'll feel bad hitting that blank when you need to hit shields or you need to hit that focus or whatever.
Well, then play Luke's Training because it's free.
Luke's Training I like a lot.
You got to spot 2 blue characters or Luke Skywalker, any of them. There's like 9 of them now. To play a blue ability from your hand or discard pile, decreasing its cost by 1. You think that's good?
I love it.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So where does this fit for you, Jack? Where are you going to put this card?
So it's weird because originally when I wanted to play Luke, I was like, I'll just do Luke and Ayla or something like that and still do almost a similar build to the Stairs deck. But now this is so good with abilities, whereas that one would still be all like melee weapons. But with this being able to do it, play it on Luke, decreasing its cost by 1, and also being able to pass it around with Luke's ability, it seems like it could be really good. So I definitely want to try Luke in something with this card just to be able to play a force ability. Like a force throw for 2 seems really good. So, or
like if you play Luke Yoda and have like force wave, and then you can play force wave for 2 and then chain it with Yoda and then do it again. Sounds nice.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Seems pretty good. That seems pretty good too. Not bad. All right, but it's a 0 cost, so I mean, at least it gives you some room, right? He's like,
and you don't. The one thing I've loved about Sabine too is like I don't have to keep my weapons in my hand. So it's like next turn I'm digging for easy pickings or second chance or whatever it might be. It's like, all right, I'll dump all my weapons because I can play them anyways. And now Luke has a potential similar thing with that. Now, of course, you still have to draw the card where Sabine has an inherent broken ability. This, if I pitch my force throw because I'm looking for a force illusion or something like that, I can still, play it next turn. I can also cycle force illusion, which seems really annoying.
Yeah. What about binds though? I mean, how does this compare to that card?
It works with it, so favorably.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, there you go. Yeah. Not bad. All right. Well, he got some pretty good spoilers then. Good for Rebel Gray. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like him.
And then do you think Red is going to be hot now with all of these the new stuff that came out? You said you played Price with Brother.
Yeah. I want to talk about Price real quick, and then I got to head out.
Right,
but Price is the real deal. Like Price is really, really good. She's like super, super interesting because of sort of the battlefield mechanic. Like if she has a battlefield, she is like kind of nuts. And if she doesn't, she's still like pretty good. But after playing a couple of games with her, she's just so flexible and just super exciting for villains.
Yeah, she's 10-13, and then special chaining could begin. It's turn another one of your dice to any side. If you control the battlefield, you may resolve that die, increasing its value by 1. There's 2 of those specials, 2 melee, 1 discard, and she's got a resource too. That seems legit, and 10 health too. Jack, do you like this card?
Oh, I love it. I don't think there's a side that I really dislike on her. She seems super good. It'll be interesting to see if Rex becomes a thing, how much of a hit she takes with her special. Like I haven't played with her, so Mike could speak more to like if you just special chain without the battlefield, how good that is. But yeah, if like Rex is taking the battlefield from you every time, how much does that actually hurt her?
Right. Yeah, and I think that totally depends on how you build your deck. I haven't actually really tried to sort of abuse it in a special chaining kind of sense because personally I think it's just like way more exciting to try and hold on to the battlefield and use her ability that way. Which like her ability is really good because it kind of compresses your actions and speeds up your turn like while you use it. So it's like helping you claim the battlefield that round anyway. And I'm posting a video tomorrow that is like really kind of ridiculous. It's Price Stormtrooper Gamorrean Guard, and it's like kind of the evolution of this like villain vehicle deck that I've been playing, and like this with so basically I was playing against Jay, and I rolled out Price and hit 2 specials, and I had the battlefield. No, I didn't have the battlefield. But I rolled 2 specials here. I rolled out a speeder tank and the Gamorrean Guard. And then it was like Jay did something, and then I played Lockdown.
Yes.
grabbed the battlefield, and then like specialed into 8 damage like immediately. That was resolvable. 2 different symbols, and just killed his character. So like the flexibility is insane. And I love it. I think that cards like Lockdown and like Ground Battalion like actually get better with Price in the right deck.
Yeah, I wonder.
The crazy part is she could like Ground Battalion. The issue right now is it's a 4 cost, and it's not like super great. But with her ability, it makes it a little bit better. But also, first turn you could roll out Chance Cube, use her ability, and take 4 resources, which is super good, and then just play it right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. I love playing big things like that, and I wonder what else is coming. Does that mean there's other stuff coming that lets you grab the battlefield too for villain, or is that just going to be for hero? We'll have to see. It's going to be awesome.
Potentially.
We're actually waiting for red cards. This is amazing. I can't believe it. Hey, Mike, where can people find you? You've been streaming like crazy. You're on the tube of you. How do they check you out now?
Yeah, so you can always find me on the Jedi Trials, which we record every week, and on YouTube now as well. I've been recording some videos lately, and you can check those out at youtube.com/rebelspy.
Awesome. Go eat your pizza. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right, we'll see you. All right, Jack, now we can really talk. He's gone. He can't play. He didn't even play that deck. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Do you like, but
he just made it all.
This card does seem crazy to me. I love it. I have no idea who she is, but I love it.
Rebels as well.
God damn, honestly, what is going on? Like, who knows this person? Like, did you know this person for real?
Yeah.
She's that important of a character?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she's big. You got to get on it, dude.
She looks really nice. Like really.
Although this set will drop, and you'll watch all of Rebels, and next set will have no Rebels.
Yeah, right. Unbelievable. Like seriously though, she looks like a really sweet, kind person in the picture.
Of course.
I loved Planetary Bombardment when that came out. I know it's a little bit old now. We're talking about this card, but it's a 6 cost. It's got a 7 indirect for 1. A 4, a 4 disrupt, and then it's not a blank. They wouldn't put that there. They're definitely not putting that there unless it's something. Like, why would they put that down? It's so tough.
They definitely put that die specifically there because people even in Discord have like enhanced it like 2 times.
Yeah,
and you still really can't tell if it's just the red of the edge of the die or if it's the start of the red for a blank.
I don't think that's like why would they wouldn't do that? They wouldn't do that. I don't think unless there's something there. I don't know what it is. That's crazy to me, though. How can you use this thing and get it out? Like, what's an idea if somebody's looking at this card and saying, I really want to figure out a way to use this? What would you do with it?
I'd find a way to run a yellow in my villain deck and play Delve.
Okay.
I really don't know like any other way. Like Imperial backing is a thing for 4-wide decks, but you also want to try to get vehicles out. As well to take advantage of its ability. Because after you play it, you can deal indirect damage equal to the number of vehicles you spot. So it has to be the vehicles you have in play.
Yeah.
So it's like weird. Like part of me wants to do like an Afra veteran Stormtrooper and then First Order Stormtrooper deck and just try to get vehicles out. But then it's also like Afra's really good with droids. So it's like how many droids am I putting in my deck? How many vehicles am I putting in my deck? It'd be awesome if it was just supports because then, Afra would be super bonkers with that. You're doing aerial bombardments with BT.
There's no how many? There's no real good droids, are there?
There's really just BT.
So there's stuff coming. I mean, I know there's stuff. I don't have any insider information, but I can. There's got to be like all the ones from Dr. Afrin, those comics that everybody made me buy. Like all those guys.
000 should hopefully be coming.
It's either now or next one. It's got to be.
It's got to be this one because it's like. When you do theme decks like that, you almost have to realize that you can't extend them over different blocks.
Right. No doubt.
You know what I mean? So like if they came out with a pod racer, for example, in the next block of 2019, it's like, well, why would you do that? All the pod racing stuff is rotating out unless they plan to, you know, put more pod racing stuff in. But you would assume that 000 or some good droids are coming in this set or the next set. And I hope 000 comes out for this set.
That'd be cool. A delve, by the way, that's a 3 cost. So deal 1 direct damage to yourself to play a support or upgrade from your hand for free. That's sick, man. That'd be pretty sweet.
Cuts the cost in half. If you play it with Afra, you also get to draw a card. So there's definitely some
God, I like that.
Really good plays there.
I like that a lot. Man, how about Lobot in there? Then you turn it and increase its value by 2.
9 for 1.
Yeah.
Or you just play Imperial HQ and then it's 9 for free.
There you go. That's not bad. Good Lord. All right.
I have to laugh at the 4 disrupt side. It's just like, it's just so funny.
Why? But it's awesome. It's there. A couple other red cards too that were pretty sweet. This is testing procedure. That's for free. It's activate up to 2 of your supports. Then if any of those support die, just roll damage, gain a resource.
I like this a lot. And the first deck that came to my mind was Tarkin Afra for trilogies.
Yep.
If you activate like BT, and it doesn't even matter what the other thing is, BT has 4 damage sides. So it's just likely that you're going to get a resource, and also you can speed yourself up a little bit.
Yep, that doesn't seem bad at all. And then Art of War, that's for 2. Spot a red character to reveal an opponent's hand. For each card just revealed, remove a die showing a value that's equal to that card's cost. What do you think about that?
I like it better than, I think it's Trickery, which is the yellow villain card where you have to discard your hand and essentially do the same thing. The weird part is that if both of you have your Dyson pool and you happen to like like, I don't know, say you're playing, it's a special on special deck, right? It's Yoda versus what's her face at the end, Price right at the end, and he has 2 specials showing and you have 2 Yoda specials showing, and you do Art of War and he reveals like 4 zeros. You got to remove your specials too, because it doesn't just say your opponent's die. It says for each card revealed, remove a die.
For each card revealed, so it's spot a red character to reveal the whole hand. That's insane, right there.
Yeah,
that could be nasty.
Which would be really, really funny. I mean, it would probably work well with Thrawn, and I know FFG tries to do that, where if the character's on the event card, they try to hint that it might be good with that character.
Yeah,
it's like Thrawn, you know what their whole hand is, so if you play this, you know exactly what you're getting, rather than doing like a Hail Mary at the end.
Yeah. Now, what is he doing?
So that Hera Syndulla, I don't know if you remember her from
Hera. Yeah,
I know Empire War. She came out. Yeah. That's like a family heirloom, I think it is.
Okay.
Of hers, and at one point he steals it in the show and kind of uses it to taunt her and stuff like that. So that's what he's holding in his hand right now.
That's ridiculous. The fact that A, you know that, and B, that he's doing that. That's weird art too on that card. But all right, that's interesting. I like that one. We skipped around a little bit. There was some blue Hone Skills was one. Now that I figured that was Kanan. And spoiler alert, I think he's blind.
Yes,
but that looked pretty cool. The art looks really good on that card.
Oh, I love that, and I really do think the art's generally been pretty good, aside from Ezra's lightsaber. Like that was the one that kind of stood out to me, and I was like, that looks weird. Yeah, it makes me laugh though when I see it. But this Hone Skills is each of your characters can have 1 additional upgrade. You can play 2 of these, right? I mean, theoretically. Yep. Yeah, and then you could have 5 upgrades. That seems weird. And it is neutral, so crazy possibilities. Best case scenario, you could have 6 weapons on Grievous. The new Grievous. Yeah, good God. Which would be really funny. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, I'd like to see. I feel like this has potential to be abused. I don't know what yet exactly, but. Yeah, I haven't played with it, and it's tough. So when I see this, I immediately think of defensive teaching, which is all your characters can have 1 additional shield. Yeah, right. And, you could have 2 of those out and go up to 5. And a lot of times people were talking about that with like Obi-Wan Saber, or that with Ataru Strike, or that with Riposte. Just some combo plays with having 5 damage. And eventually it almost became like a trap card. People were like, I never get more than 3 shields. Like this, there's really no point in playing it. Right. And I just wonder if Hone Skills might go down that same path. It's like, I'll never have 4 upgrades on a character. If you start your game with like double, it binds all things, and like, a 4 speed, you could definitely get to 4 or 5, but sometimes it could be tricky to get there. But I definitely want to try it out, because if you can get 5 upgrades late game, That's crazy.
Yeah, to me it seems late game, and it's when character dies and you got redeploy, and have you been in those positions where you've had to discard one because you couldn't put it someplace?
Yeah.
Like that's where maybe that got some play there. So we'll have to see. And then I'm assuming something to do, like I know Loth cat and mouse, so maybe there's a whole Loth family. Is it these Loth wolves? Are the wolves?
So the planet is named Lothal, so the animals are kind of named like Loth cat, Loth wolf, etc.
Yeah, because Lothal's too long. That's a one cost for give up to 2. What's going to happen is I'm going to watch this like next week, and then I'm going to apologize for everything bad I ever said about Rebels. Give up to 2 of your blue characters, 1 shield each. You may activate those characters in the order of your choice. And I feel like every time I see like you can activate more than one thing at the same time, like when I first started playing, I'm like, man, that's awesome. You can go really fast. And then I thought it just gives my opponent a chance to either do easy pickings or just to react to everything I have out in front, like at once. I don't know. I've seen the value go down.
Or like a mind trick at this point, all blues running that, or if you're playing like a Riken mill deck, run an emergency evacuation.
Yes. Yep.
It definitely
Hyperspace
could fall.
jump.
Yeah, hyperspace jump. It definitely could fall into those traps. I think it's like almost a kind of a useless card early game for Hero Blue, but it's like late game when you need to get your dice into the pool, but you want to activate both your character. Like I could see it being pretty useful, but I don't think it's like a game changer or anything like that. But I mean, it's, if you're looking at pass cards, defensive stance was pay 1, give a character 2 shields. And this essentially, if you have 2 characters, you're getting 2 shields and also getting to activate. So it is a little bit better than that. Not saying anybody really runs defensive stance anymore, but
right.
For the cost, it's a little bit better.
So what does your team over there at Golden Dice feel about the last bunch? Are you getting pumped for this set, or do you feel like this is not the direction you wanted to see it go for Way of the Force?
Tommy and Shane don't talk to me anymore.
Ever since the big win, I know it's been tough.
Yeah, really. No, it's funny. We actually really our schedules have been so whack. Like we didn't even record last week, and we're looking to record tomorrow. Tonight's Wednesday. We're looking to record tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll finally get to pick each other's brains about that. But talking a little bit through text and Discord, we're all 3 of us are extremely excited and really love the way the set's going. But it's like weird at the state we're at now, because like you joked about earlier, it's like I'm going to just take my Awakenings cards and sell them.
Yeah.
Like we're at a weird point where all these cards are like a power creep to where they're so much better than the old stuff. But once Awakening rotates out, it'll kind of all even out.
Yeah.
Like all 5 or 6 sets that we would have at one time would then even out. But right now it's just weird because it's like, why would I ever run like original Vader or original Luke? They just seem bad.
Yeah, they really do. And like, I think people are calmed down now that they understand the set's actually going to come and it's getting exciting. But clearly it's way late. And I think it was Jay I was talking to that it doesn't therefore push the other sets. And I guess I'm remembering that with Empire at War, because Spirit of Rebellion, it felt like just came out. And then, or was it Empire at War just came out and then Legacies came out, like whatever it was. There was like a really weird, like they were doing spoilers for the next set before the other one even came out. And it just seemed so quick. And I wonder if that's going to happen now with this, so that they stay on schedule for the rest of the year, because the plan was the end of the year. But if it follows this pace, there's no way they're going to get that 3rd set in by the end of the year.
Well, it's weird because even if you look back to last year, because I thought of that too, but they released Spirit in May and then they did a reprint of Awakenings in like June or July.
Right.
And then Empire at War came out like September, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somewhere around there. So it's like they did 3. And essentially what they printed for Awakenings was almost a full set. You know what I mean? Like there was no shortage of supply for Awakenings in my area once that reprint happened.
Right.
And it's like, if they were able to do that, part of me thinks that they might be able to get, that 6th set in to rotate out Awakenings, like, early 2019, like January, February, similar to Legacies. But with them, I don't know sometimes. I'm not behind the scenes. I don't really know too much about it. Just pure speculation.
If they could do a September drop, you're saying, like on the 3rd of this, that would, I feel like when they were able to do that and the product came out, like that's when stuff just started to hit the roof, like in terms of excitement. So, but it looks good. I'm super pumped now, getting really excited, and we're thinking the end of June. So it could be, it's going to be crazy spoilery over the next few days. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about some of these.
Yeah. My guess is, I'm going to say right here, June 28th, Thursday is going to be like a pre-release.
I like it.
And the 12th of July is going to be the full release.
It's the full? All right,
This
I'll
is
go
my
with it.
guess.
The 14th the 14th of July is a very special day for everyone. Do you know that? July 14th.
July 14th?
Yeah, it's very special.
What is that?
I don't know. You have to. It's on the internet. You got to research that one.
It's on the idiot.
Somebody. He-Man sings his follow-up to whatever the hell it was we just heard. It's my birthday, Jack. 45.
Oh, it's your birthday.
40,
there you go.
45.
We got to celebrate.
Yeah.
We all got to roll. I don't know. How many days into the year is July 17th? We should all roll that many blanks.
14th, July 14th.
Go into the whole year. Like, how many days into the calendar year of 2018 are we? Let's all get together and roll that many blanks.
That's why you top 16, because your brain even thought that around math. Like, I'm just trying to figure out who the hell I'm looking at on the card, and you're already making calculations and combinations. So you guys are recording coming up, and are you doing Store Champs stuff? What's your plan on that?
Yeah, I'll try to make as many as I can. Store Champs was the first thing. Like, I don't have any competitive card game background, so Store Champ was like my first season of any competitive format of any card game ever. And just being able to go to a bunch of them and just have a blast. And I mean, the best I did was I took second at one, and it was just like, I don't know, just seeing myself progressively do better, but also be able to go to friends to like a competitive event, but it's like very casual. Like everybody had a blast. You know, there was no, even if you didn't do well, you walked away like still happy because it was, you know, it's just a store championship. If you do bad at one, you probably have like 3 more in your area.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that you can work harder and practice more, get some reps in and come back even better. So I'm just so excited. My weekly we just had tonight, and we set a date, the 28th, I believe. Is that a Saturday in July?
Yeah. Okay.
So we already got one set in, and there's a bunch more. I even took our area, and I guess shout out to Reflex, Andrew Cox. He took the Florida and eventually the Massachusetts, I believe. Massachusetts or Connecticut. I don't know. New England blends together a little bit for me.
Exactly.
And he basically mapped out all the Destiny and X-Wing in both. And then for Florida, he also did Imperial Assault and Armada.
That's awesome.
And for all the store championships. So I messaged him and asked how he did it and copied it for New Jersey, Philly area. So I took all the South Jersey, Philly, and like Maryland, Delaware, and kind of put them all on a map and just kind of showed there's like almost like 20 within like a 2-hour drive, which isn't awful. I don't know if I'll really go much over 2 hours. Maybe if you convince me to make my way to, you know, the border of Pennsylvania and New York. We'll see.
Let's do it.
Yeah, there's a bunch that I'm just so excited to go to.
Bangor, Maine's got a really good one. If you want to head up there, seems to be.
Oh yeah,
good. Yeah.
Alaska. You
Yeah,
wanna head up there.
Hey, they got the prizes just like everyone else. Should be sweet. Is there a store in Alaska? I bet there is one, isn't there?
There was I believe, a regional out there.
That's awesome.
And it was like some really. I remember at the time.
It's crazy.
It was like some really weird deck one, and people were just like, "What?"
Yeah. Quick insider information for people on the Discord, by the way, which is heating up now, of course, with spoilers. I mentioned, I think it was, when was the date? I'm trying to go back to Just Jack here, GDP. I think it was in March, was it, Jack? Did you see that? The little note, March 13th? And you wrote me back.
Screenshot you sent me?
Yeah, you wrote me back and said, hey, man, looks like Kylo Anakin is alive and well. Keep your dream alive. Because I said, I think that's the deck that's going to do something pretty big. I was like, I don't know. Other than winning worlds.
Well, it was so funny because I remember at Rochester, I guess this was post-Rochester.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, you were like, I wanted to bring it, but Sir Chris talked me out of it. He said it was garbage and too many pay sides, and Jay agreed with him.
Yes.
So I didn't bring it. I went with Boba 7.
Yep.
And then, I find it so funny. Because then, like, the week after that, it won, like, a regional in Europe somewhere,
Right.
And then it went on to win Worlds.
That's it. I mean,
I ran that tonight in my weekly, man. It's powerful.
Yeah. Is it still doing good stuff?
Yeah, I played 2 mono decks, which was very kind.
That helps a lot, for sure. No, it's I'd rather you crush me with that than Sabine, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I haven't touched her since Worlds, so you don't have to worry about that.
Right. Well, Jack, listen, I appreciate it. I wanted to talk with somebody about the new cards, and you agreed to hop right on. And so where can people find you? You got a Patreon going on. Plug your stuff.
Yeah, we're really on basically any format. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and all of it is / Golden Dice Podcast. We also have Patreon ourselves. We've got a YouTube channel, Twitch channel. So if you're looking to find us, we are definitely out there. Just really search Golden Dice Podcast on any of those social medias. The only one we don't have is Instagram because I don't feel like making an Instagram.
There you go. Well, you put out great stuff, Jack. I always love hearing it, and it helps my runs go a little bit better, and it makes me want to like text her in the middle of them. But appreciate all your great stuff. Say hi to the guys, and hopefully we talk to you soon.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for having me on.
Jack,
again.
thank you.
It was a blast, dude.
You're the man.